Good afternoon, everyone. As it was mentioned before, the author of the presentation unfortunately couldn't arrive to this wonderful meeting. So I will introduce you Inga Šteingolde's research, To Do or Not to Do, Attitude Change in Conservation in Archives. So, which one? Okay, thank you. So, with the change of era, also there are changes of material, spiritual, and social values. There are changes of priorities and attitude. At the end of the 20th century, the first question when we started to study restoration and received the object was, what should I do to achieve its functionality and physical entity? Today, we are not going to save only rare documents because of their age. We are going to save documental heritage. Every new document will be rare after some 100 years. We have to focus on collection, not only do full-range restoration of some treasures. In contrast to, for example, building restorers could use digital copies and leave the original in stable condition with some damages like tears or missing parts, which do not affect longevity. Today, when we receive the object, we ask what we can not to do. Explanation of this approach is not laziness, lack of material or financial resources, but an attitude to cultural and historical values. We try to preserve as much as possible the special breath and aura which comes from an object, document, or any type or piece of art. We save not only the information which is enclosed in object in process of its creation, but also information that occurred in time of casting. The progression of information technologies give us this opportunity. Making digital copy, we can preserve original form, further physical damages and information. Besides, the newest methods allow us to see not only this separate part of image on sheet, but also give us a chance to browse book virtually, to zoom details and search keywords. Theoretically, we have already acquired the newest compression of the usage. However, practically, we are at the intersection of mindset change. In many cases, the lack of financial resources affects those rapid changes. Nevertheless, in general, we made a step into new compression about conservation. Changes can be explained also with change of specialists. Already several years at the main question among specialists of archives is, does digitization killing restoration? Over the last 10 years, the number of digitization and restoration specialists in the National Archive of Latvia had switched in numerical values. The number of copy producers has grown from 11 to 16, but number of restorers had reduced from 16 to 11. So, surprisingly, the number of restored objects has not changed. It can be explained with changes of approach as possible minimal intervention into object and simplification of technologies because of extensive consumable bases. Large format documents like maps, we don't glue on cheesecloth or cotton cloth using plastic or polyester fabric anymore, which was very popular. Duplicated maps after this process was very firm and further preservation was complicated. Today, first of all, we look for a chance to restore maps duplication on primary basis. But if the map is badly damaged, then we use Japanese paper as a duplicated base. We don't have to use chemicals to read washed out or faded texts. There is possibility of digital restoration already. We can make model of primary object, look, apply different possible correction for object. In restoration of bindings, there is widely used reparation with Japanese paper. Besides, tinting is not carried out with acrylics as it used to be, but using computer program. From digital picture of object, we can copy necessary color and print it in using laser print on Japanese paper. So, we have a material which can use to fill loses. This way, we can avoid the using tinting color, squeezing into an object and achieve good visual effect, illusion. Using modern methods, we clearly indicate what is new and what is old. We simply opportunity to recognize dating of material which were used for restoration. To be sure that the laser print impact on an object is not connected with the occurrence of damage at the moment, we did small research project. An aging of Japanese paper, acrylic color and laser print on it. Here you could see the results. As you can see, one side slide, the change of color are visible only on top side of the page, and laser print is not water suitable as opposite to acrylic color. At first sight, it seems that massive digitization of documents is turning restoration workshop into dust extraction factories, but it has also a positive effect. Actually, it makes us think about the problem of usage and conservation. It opens that real view of physical conditions of documents and spurs restorer to expand breadth of knowledges. There occurs need to prepare different objects for digitization, like manuscripts, photos, glass negatives, drawings on tracing paper, and so on. These changes are related to some pluses and some minuses. Pluses is increase in access to records, less use of origin, it is less needs to restore, new technique, equipment and materials, project works and case studies, and possibility to get extensive experience. But the main minus is that some people from staff are only task cleaners. To facilitate the process of document preparation for digitization, there are developed guidelines which define how much and what we should check for each record, like binding, map, parchment, paper documents. For example, this binding, unique and especially valuable 7 records, also binding which size exceed over than 200 pages, is prohibited because it can impair physical conditions of objects. Before digitization, surface of each document is cleaned from dirt and dust, and grays and folds are straightened. Therefore, it's possible to make preventive inspection of several thousand objects during 1 year. Previously, making complete restorations, there were only a few those bindings which have been inspected. In the century of artificial intellect, we have to use all possibilities which provide the newest technologies to develop and consummate our profession, providing longevity of objects which are in our care, and at the same time saving their life story. At the end, Inga wanted to quote remarkable Latvian poet Rainis, "Will exist the one who changes." That's all. Thank you for your attention.